All right, welcome back, Hononegah Honors, Algebra 2. We're getting back to the book now, 1.4, Solving Linear Systems, and we're going to start talking about equations that have three variables, x, y, and z. So we're going above what you've ever done before. So we're talking about an equation like ax plus by plus cz equals d. So again, this is above where you've ever done before. The solution then, instead of being an ordered pair, meaning an x and a y, it'll be an ordered triple, an x, y, z. So you're talking about three dimensions now. So you're no longer talking about a flat piece of paper, you're now talking about a plane, x, y, and z. So whose coordinates make each equation true. The graph of a linear equation in three variables is a plane in three-dimensional space. So the graph of three such equations that would form a system of three planes intersecting. So you could have three planes that intersect at one point, and obviously this is what you'd have most often. You could have three planes intersecting at a line. So if three planes intersect at a line, then that's infinitely many solution. Or you could have a situation in which all three planes don't intersect. You could have two of the planes intersecting, but the third one being parallel, and therefore having no solution. We will not graph these. So we will not graph three-dimensional graphs on a piece of paper. Solving now. The algebraic methods you learned, such as substitution and elimination, you would use to solve systems of equation with two variables, now is just going to be three. This is the steps, and these are kind of the steps that I will be talking about. First, you want to write the three equations. You want to get from three equations, three unknowns, to two equations, two unknowns. So you got to get rid of one of the letters. Then solve the two equation, two unknowns, and then work your way backwards. If you ever get a false statement, meaning something doesn't equal the other one, there's no variable, then you're automatically going to put no solution. If you ever get a situation in which there's no variable, but it actually equals, then you're going to put infinitely many solutions. So here we go. Notice the middle equation only has two letters. So I want to take the top equation and the bottom equation and get rid of that same letter. So I want to get rid of x because the middle equation doesn't have an x. So I'm going to take the top equation and leave it the same. And then I'm going to take the bottom equation and I'm going to multiply it by -1. So negative 2x, negative 2y, positive 5z, and positive 5. That gets rid of the x. I'm using elimination here. So I am now down to two letters, a y and a z. Now, I'm going to take the middle equation, which only has a y and a z, and the new equation that only has a y and a z, and I'm going to try to get rid of another one. So I'm going to multiply this one by -3. So positive 3y, negative 24z equals positive 15. Y's are gone. Negative 23z equals 23. Z equals -1. Again, just like you did when you had two equations and two unknowns, if there's three letters, then there's three answers. So z equals -1. So I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to put in -1 for z. Minus 8 equals -5. Add 8, so I'm going to get 3. Y equals -3. Now I go back up into any of the equations as an x, y, and a z, and I'm now going to put -1 in for z and -3 in for y. So let's say I did the top one. So 2x minus 3 minus 3, because I put -1 in for z, equals -10. I'm running out of space. -6 equals -10. There's no equal sign there. Add 6, I get 2x equals -4. I get x to equal -2. So in three-dimensional space, this triple is -2, -3, -1. So notice I put it in alphabetical order, x, y, z. For your homework, just so you know, all of these problems will have integer answers. Okay, or there'll be a half. It'll be something very simple. If you get some fraction like 24/23 or something like that, you made a mistake. All right, so all of them have an X, a Y, and a Z. So that kind of is out. Next, I want to pick a letter to eliminate. To be honest with you, I always do elimination with this. I never try to do substitution. It's very complicated. So let's say I took the first equation and the third equation and got rid of y. So y is gone. 3x, add what's left, 2z, 18. So I got rid of the y. Now, this is the key step that some people will mess up. I have to get rid of y again, and I can't use the first and the third equation. Okay, I have to use the middle one and then the first and the third. So the middle equation I have to use, and then I can pick either of the top two. So I'm going to, or the top one or the bottom one. So I'm going to multiply this one by 2 and get rid of y. Add what's left. 5x minus 2z equals 14. Now, I have an equation with x and z, and another equation with x and z. So now I want to do two equations and two unknowns. Well, this one I don't have to multiply by anything. So 5x minus 2z equals 14 gets rid of z, and I solve x would equal 4. Now I go back. If x is 4, 5 times 4 is 20, minus 2z equals 14. Z would equal 3. And now I go back up into any of the equations that have an x, a y, and a z. So if x is 4 and z is 3, so then y plus 8 equals negative 1. Y would equal negative 9. Writing this as a triple, 4, negative 9, 3. Last one. I have an x, a y, and a z, and I want to get rid of one of the letters. Again, your choice on this. It doesn't make any difference. I see the z's kind of being somewhat simple, so I'm going to take the first equation and not touch it. So 5x plus 3y plus 2z equals 2. I'm going to take the second equation and multiply it by 2. So I'm going to take this one times 2. So plus 2y minus 2z equals 10. The key here is to make sure to multiply everything in an equation by the number. Don't forget any of them. That gets rid of the z's. So add what's left. 9x plus 5y equals 12. Next, I have to use the bottom equation because I haven't used it yet. So I have to use the x plus 4y plus 2z equals 16. I'm going to take the top one and multiply it by negative 1. So this one times negative 1. That gets rid of z. Add what's left. Negative 4x plus y equals 14. Now, I have two equations. I have an x and a y, and then I have another equation with an x and a y. So now I'm going to multiply this one, let's say, by negative 5. That would be 20x minus 5y equals negative 70. Y is gone. 29x equals 58. Negative. Divide by 29, x is equal to negative 2. Go back. Plug negative 2 back in. So positive 8 plus y equals 14. Y would equal 6. Now, go back up into any of the top ones. I want to find z. So 5 times negative 2, 3 times 6, plus 2z equals 2. So negative 10 plus 18 plus 2z equals 2. 8 plus 2z equals 2. Z would equal negative 3. So now, writing that as a triple, and I ran out of space here, negative 2, 6, negative 3. This requires you to be meticulous. I know I probably made this look a little bit easy, but again, you're going to have a situation where these questions are going to take you some time, and you need to slow down so that you can get these correct. There's not going to be many of these on a test or a quiz, but they're going to be worth quite a few points. So please make sure you take your time. Your homework assignment is out of the book, but disregard the directions and do the questions the way I told you to do it. You can do elimination or substitution, but do them the way I showed you in the notes. Don't do it the way the directions say in the book.